guys. So, you know, I wouldn't consider myself an unhealthy person per se. Like, I don't feel like I necessarily need to lose weight or anything like that. But I do think that as I get older, I need to kind of be a little bit more intentional about taking care of myself, whether it's mental or whether it's physical or whether it's spiritual. And so, I know that it can definitely be a hard thing to do. And I just feel like, I've been married for 13 years now. I've had kids of my own for 11 years now. So it's almost kind of like it's been 11 years since I've prioritized myself. And so I want to kind of get back to doing that. And recently, I've been feeling kind of tired, not really motivated. I didn't really think anything of it. And then after getting blood work done, I realized that I was iron deficient, had iron deficiency anemia. Then through that, kind of discovering that part of the reason why I was having that is because due to fibroids. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. I'm just trying to kind of navigate that and the effects of that on my life. Nothing too crazy or whatever. I'm glad that that's kind of the thing that I'm dealing with and not anything serious. But it just kind of made me think, I am getting older. I do need to kind of start to do things just to kind of prioritize myself. My kids are older now. So yeah, just prioritize myself, health and wellness, self-care, all of those things. So I'm kind of going to start that journey coming up in the next week or so, or I guess I could start at any time, but I'm just kind of trying to think of the different things that I can do. Here's some of the things that I thought of that I could do to kind of improve my life, put myself first. And you can kind of let me know in the comments if any of these resonate with you or if you kind of have similar issues. But first, matcha. Okay, so I've been obviously, or I'm sure we all have, been seeing matcha everywhere on the internet. And I don't really drink coffee. I'll drink tea and stuff like that. I don't really drink coffee. But I was kind of like, what is it? Does it taste good? Does it taste like earthy? Is it sweet or whatever? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Starbucks, and I'm sure Starbucks is probably more sweet than it would be if you made it at home. But I decided, hey, today we're gonna taste matcha together. So I just got a short because I was not about to spend lots of money on something that I might not even potentially like. So yeah, so here goes nothing. I hope this is not too hot. Okay, it's not bad. I definitely taste kind of the earthiness to it, but it's actually not bad. But it's definitely not a sweet drink. It's definitely not a sweet drink, but it kind of tastes like, I don't really know what it tastes like. Yeah, not bad. I'll actually be able to finish drinking this. I was really afraid that I would not like it. And so it's hot, but I know you can actually get it cold. So that's probably something that might be more conducive to the summertime because it's actually very hot in here. It almost tastes like breakfast food to me. If that makes sense, porridge-y. I don't know, I just feel like I'm drinking eating oatmeal or something. Okay, so my notion is down here. These are some of the things that I want to do. And some of these are things that I might have had in my yearly goals overall, but I really want to be more intentional about achieving these, especially as we go through the second part of the year. And so the first one is to maintain a healthy diet. So a lot of times in the morning, I might even run out the house without eating anything at all, but I don't want to do that. And so how will I do this? So I'll do this through meal planning. Not actually meal prepping. I don't actually have to prep before, but I do want to before I go to the grocery store, look to see what's in my cupboard, look to see what we need, plan out our meals for the week and not say Tuesdays this, Wednesdays this, Thursdays this, but at least to have enough meals. So like say if my husband might not be feeling this one day, we have other options, right? We're not like Tuesday has to be this, right? Because like we're not really that kind of family. We're a little bit more of a spur of the moment when it comes to like eating. So I want to do that. But more importantly for myself, I also want to make sure that I am eating breakfast. And sometimes it's just like really hard in the morning to kind of focus on doing that when I'm trying to like get my kids fed, get my kids together and out of the house. But that is the first thing. I think like sleep and food, even though I didn't put sleep on here, but sleep and food are one of the primary things. And so the second way that I want to prioritize myself, prioritize my life, is having a calm environment. And part of this will be kind of like enlisting the help of my kids and my family, well, more specifically my kids. So I want to kind of put some more systems in place in our house where they're kind of like putting in their weight, picking up behind themselves, you know, making sure that the dishwasher is kind of like running at night, make sure that the living room, all the cushions aren't on the floor, so that I'm not always like taking my energy to go and pick up after them. Like obviously they're my kids, I help them out, that type of thing, but I just find that like when the house is just kind of chaotic, that I can't think straight. Like, and I do like work a 9 to 5. Well, actually I work 7:30, 5:30, so I work a 10-hour day, and then I do side work. So, you know, I'm kind of busy a lot. So I just want my environment to be calm, like, and that will take all of us working together, putting in our own, pulling our own weight in the house, just so that like, yeah, we just have a calmer environment, more just like relaxed, you know? I'm not just like in the back of my head, like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, I need to clean this is horrible, kind of whatever. Ideally, honestly, I would love if we could be more of a minimalist family and just not have stuff in our house that we don't really need. And eventually that, you know, may come down the line. And so this also includes my little 5-year-old. I know my kids always complain that he doesn't do a lot, that they're always the ones cleaning up, but just to kind of even get him to, you know, clean up his space and make sure that, you know, I'm not doing everything for him, but he's kind of doing stuff for himself. So yes, a calm environment. The third one is to improve my personal hygiene routine. And so I'm not dirty or anything like that by any means, but sometimes I find back in the day, like when I was younger, you know, I would have set days where I kind of did all of the things or whatever, and I liked that. So I kind of want to get back to doing that, because even something as simple as just like, you know, not having my legs shaved. So, you know, say I didn't do that or whatever, and then I want to go out, I'm going to work, I'm going wherever, and then all of a sudden this whole side of my wardrobe I can't even wear because I will be self-conscious that like, you know, I have stubble on my legs or something like that. Like, I just don't kind of want to feel like that. And part of that is just kind of like keeping up with like my hygiene routine. So like, you know, just having those specific days where I just do all the things, take the time for me, take the time, instead of just like hopping in the shower, you know, scrub, jump out, right? But just kind of like having that set time where I just focus on myself, do the things that I need to do. And that could even like include doing my nails, like all of those type of things, right? So yeah, I just kind of want to get back into, you know, kind of pouring more into myself. And fourth thing that I'm going to do, or that I want to focus on, is my fitness journey. So I do not work out at all. Like, you know, I've ran a half marathon before, I've ran a 5K, but other than those two things and maybe preparing for those two things, I don't really do too much. Obviously, like I might be active on a day-to-day basis because I have kids, kind of just running after them or whatever. But I want to be, again, more intentional about my fitness. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like the other day, like I had to kind of walk to school to pick up my son, and we walked back home. And even just starting my day with that little 15-minute walk, it kind of like really boosted my mood and everything just for the day. And like I might not be able to do that all the time in the morning because that day it was a day that I didn't work, but just kind of like implementing things like that, like little things. And I don't want anything that takes a lot of time. So even as 15 minutes, whether it's stretching, going for a walk, Something that mostly I can do at home, partly because I don't have the budget to go and get whatever fancy gym membership, and I probably don't even have the time to really leave. So something that I can do in my house for the next couple of weeks. So I'm taking time off work, and so I'm going to try and kind of kick it off with a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to try and do Chloe Ting's summer shred challenge. So I'm going to start it off like that because I won't be in work. I won't have all this. I'll have a lot more time. So that's how I'm going to start it off. And then after that, I just kind of want to maintain of just doing like regular exercise, not necessarily for long. It could be 15 minutes a day, but I just want to kind of implement that back into my life. Or not even back. I just want to start because I honestly haven't really been the type of person to exercise really ever. I guess because I was always kind of like petite, I just never thought like, I don't know. I just never did. Like it, honestly, I don't even really like it, to tell you the truth. I don't really like exercise. I don't like to feel the burn. Like I don't like any of that, but I do want to prioritize health. And that's why I'm going to start to do this. And so I have an Amazon gift card. And so I think I'm probably going to try and get like a yoga mat or something so I can start to do some like workouts at home. We already have like weights and stuff like that. So if I want to integrate that, we already have that stuff at my house. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with a 2-week challenge. I'm probably going to start it next week. And so we'll see how that goes over the month of July. The 5th thing that I want to do is I want to reconnect more with my friends and my family. The other day, my brother came over and it was just nice to sit there and have a conversation and talk to someone, right? And I find that like over the past 2 years, kind of being on lockdown inside, and I'm just like a naturally born introvert. So because of that, like because I'm a natural born introvert, I don't always like flock to people. Like I do enjoy being by myself. I do enjoy not leaving my house. I do like those things. So I just kind of have to be more intentional, but I do like love my friends, right? So even this past weekend, I went to New York to visit my friend and I had such a great time. And it's just like, even that, like we don't talk very often, but but I would like to. Like, so I just want to reconnect with my friends, whether it's just even like checking up on them, texting them more regularly, actually seeing them now that it's summertime. Like, I just want to reconnect with my friends, and it just kind of makes you feel better. Like talking to other people, not just kind of like being by yourself. There is a time for that. Like I obviously do like to be by myself and have my alone time, but I think that's kind of like really important. And so those were my 5 things. But now after kind of talking, I do realize that there is a 6th thing. So I want to also prioritize sleep. So I want to make sure that I'm going to bed early because there are a lot of days in the week that I have to wake up at 5 a.m. And if I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., I'm actually waking up at 6 a.m. So those are both too early times, right? So really, ideally, if I could go to sleep by 10 o'clock, that would be the best thing. But sometimes like after a whole day of like work and then kids and then side work, I just want to like go on my phone. I just want to watch something, like I just want to do something like on my own, right? But then that will lead it to be like 11 o'clock, 11:30, maybe even midnight. And then the next morning when I have to wake up at 5, like it's horrible. Like I'm dead. It's horrible. So I don't really want to be doing that. So I want to get better at my sleep routine. So just kind of going to bed at 10 o'clock. And then obviously I automatically would be getting up at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Maybe a little bit later now that it's summertime, but I start work at 7:30. So I don't really have a lot of time in the morning. So those are the 6 things that I want to focus on in my health and wellness journey, just to kind of prioritize myself. Obviously, I will still pour into my family and pour into other people, but I just feel like, you can't be pouring from an empty cup. So I think prioritizing all of these things are really, really important. And so let me know in the comments, do any of these things resonate with you? Are these things that you have tried? Are these things that you think are important? And are you personally on a health and wellness journey yourself, right? Yeah, so that's it. We'll kind of update you and see how these things go, what my progress is on these things, and hopefully we can kind of go on this journey together. Thank you for watching. Bye.